Alright people, so I wanted to do a video on the JFK assassination since much of mainstream media was not touching it, or even alternative media wasn't really on it. It was the 51st anniversary, November 22nd, so I wanted to do a video. I know it's like a week or two late, but still I wanted to touch on it. You know, myself, I pretty much forgot about it too, until like November 23rd. I mean I was remembering it like, oh, JFK's anniversary is coming up. But then I think I totally forgot about it on the actual day, and I remembered it on the next day. So anyway, I wanted to do a video on 10 reasons why that proved JFK's assassination was done by the government. I mean, I've been reading a really great book by Jesse Ventura on the whole thing, and I would highly recommend it. It's a good read. It's got, I like books that are broken up into smaller chapters, because it's like, oh, I don't have to read this much to finish a chapter. It's a lot, but you got, 63 short chapters. So I mean, I like that. Some are longer, but most of them are actually pretty short. So I'd highly recommend that book for you guys to read. So let's get started off here. And by the way, I usually source my information. You could look this up for yourself online, or if you're wondering, or you think this just came from a conspiracy website, ask me in the comments below and I will provide a link. It's just printing out all the sources and linking them in the description. It's just a lot of work, and sometimes I don't feel like it or have time. So I just, if you want a source, just ask me in the comments or look them up for yourself. So let me get this started off here. Number 1, Carlos Hathcock and Jesse Ventura attempted the shots for themselves. They recreated the scenario, and both of them could not do it. Carlos Hathcock is revered as one of the deadliest snipers in history, and he could not pull off the shots. Jesse Ventura was a Navy SEAL. He couldn't pull off the shots on his show. And they say he fired 3 shots in like 6 or 7 seconds. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous because that's a fucking piece of shit weapon. And also too, what was I gonna say here? Yeah, again, the weapon was just a piece of shit. And oh yeah, he supposedly hit on the 3rd shot. That's when he got his kill shot. And most likely, your first shot's going to be your best shot because you have time to aim, relax, exhale. The chances of him hitting that 3rd shot are, pretty much none. From the angle he's going at, that's got to be one of the luckiest guys right there to hit it right in the head. I mean, it's almost like there had to be fucking multiple shooters. Number 2, many experts have came out, just in general experts. I've been reading, again, Ventura's book highlights a ton of experts who've come out in disagreement with the Warren Commission on certain things. Ton of experts, ton of people just coming out, not agreeing with the official version of the story. Number 3, also in Ventura's book, there's a ton of witnesses killed and people associated with the assassination killed. You could also read, I heard of another good book to read about Ventura's Ventura. He could be assassinated for speaking out, but hopefully that doesn't happen. But JFK's assassination, hit list it's called, and it talks about numerous people who were killed in the JFK assassination. When after the assassination happened, and everybody who was involved. It talks about all the people who were killed, to go along with the whole narrative. Number 4, JFK went against the globalists, the agenda, the agenda that the real people in power, who have the power. The president of America is really a puppet for select corporations and the mega rich people. There's something called the military-industrial complex. If anybody doesn't know what that is, Eisenhower warned of it in his farewell address. He said, look out for the powers of the military-industrial complex. And basically that's the relationship between the government and people who supply supplies for war. So, obviously war is going to make those people profitable who are part of the military-industrial complex. So JFK wanted to get out. He didn't want to start a war with Cuba. He was looking to get out of Vietnam. He was de-escalating the Cold War, but no, we can't have that. A lot of people were upset with him. He was looking into the Federal Reserve too. Just really for like the mafia, Republican Party, fucking just everybody hated him pretty much, and unfortunately all acts of courage You know, all the acts of courage JFK did led to him getting killed. Number 5, fucking Nixon aide Roger Stone talks about how, you know, he doesn't agree with the Warren Commission either. Roger Stone's a very, you know, interesting guy. I heard a few of his interviews, and he doesn't go along with the story either. Number 6, the motorcade route was also, according to what's his name, Jim Garrison, was changed, and he was a fucking, I should have wrote it down. I believe he was a New Orleans prosecutor or investigator, something like that. Again, this is a very brief list, a very just basic list here. I could go into detail, but I just wanted to get a basic list out here. You know, the motorcade route was changed, and I also read in Ventura's book that the formation that I believe there was motorcycles around the limousine. That was also changed as well, and they also linked the video in the book to one of the Secret Service guys, you know, freaking out because the motorcade formation was changed. Number 7, the medical examiners, they put a bunch of quotes in Ventura's book. The medical examiners say the exit wound was actually in the back of the head, which would totally destroy the Warren Commission. You know, it's totally the opposite of what the Warren Commission said. There was numerous medical people who saw the wound who said it was in the back. You know, I think they said like the rear back or something. Somewhere in the rear, I don't remember exactly where, of JFK's head. Number 8, Jim Garrison also did an investigation. You know, pretty much totally opposite to the, you know, at least somewhat opposite to the Warren Commission. Again, I was reading about that in Ventura's book. And also the House Select Committee did an investigation of their own, who was part of the government, and they came to the conclusion that it was a conspiracy. So even the government, part of the government, came to a conclusion that it was a conspiracy to kill JFK. Number 9, Oswald. He claimed he was innocent. He said, "I'm innocent." He said, "I'm a patsy, I was set up." And then he just gets killed, so there's no trial, no evidence. And if you read the Katzenbach memo, it says, it's by the acting attorney general, I forget his name, Katzenbach was his name. He was replacing Robert Kennedy, who was obviously not there because his brother was just killed. Katzenbach said, we have to, I don't remember the exact words, but you could look it up for yourself. We got to, you know, the public's got to be convinced, or, you know, satisfied that there was only one shooter, and, you know, we got to convince them or satisfy them that. So he really says, yeah, we gotta convince them that this guy wasn't set up, that there was no conspiracy, when there clearly, you know, was. And number 10, Tosh Plumlee, a CIA guy, says Oswald was in the CIA. A lot of people accuse Oswald of being in the CIA. People in the government, you know, he's obviously, I think, in my opinion, a double agent. I think there was 2 Oswalds, because there's a lot of differences. You know, the family of Oswald, you know, say that, you know, one guy was 5'9", one guy was 5'11". There's a lot of differences in the pictures. So I think that it's very possible that there was 2 Oswalds. And again, a lot of people in the government say this, that there was, you know, this Oswald was in the CIA. He defected to the Soviet Union and then came back. So I mean, a lot of evidence to prove that, you know, he was in the CIA and he was a agent double. You know, there was 2 Oswalds actually. So again, kind of a basic list here. You know, with other things, events like 9/11, I've gone more in depth because that kind of is more recent. I've done much more information on that, but I just wanted to give you guys a basic list. And again, on 9/11, I know a shit ton on 9/11 compared to JFK, but you know, 9/11 is something I've studied much more because again, it's more recent. It's kind of more relevant today. So, but there you go, people. And again, if you want to add any information in the comments, always let me know, because JFK is always one that I'm, you know, looking for more information on, and I need to probably study that one a little bit more, and also other events too, because I think I probably studied 9/11 too much, and I should have paid attention to other videos. But that's okay. It's all, you know, I'm still learning and shit. So there you go, people. There's your video: 10 reasons why JFK was killed by the government.